Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the cracker sounds. It is because India won the match, the cricket final match that was happening today. So, on that good note, let us start with multivariate GARCH models. So, let's go to eViews. So, we will firstly start with our original data set. No positive or negative like market doesn't matter here. Let us just start with the original data set. So let us open it. So here it is. Okay, so first we will start with a VECH model, a diagonal VECH model. So firstly, we will press CTRL on our keyboard and choose the series that we are interested in. That is the Sensex, PSU, Oil and FMCG series. Okay. So then we do open. So now we do open our system. So these are our dependent variables. Equation specific coefficients will be C. And so we do not want to do any transformation on our dependent variables. So let us just keep it. So we will not do any transformation. Let us just keep it none. And then we press OK. Okay, so what we need to do is the first thing is that we need to write down. Okay, so in our analysis, C1 will be the Sensex return, C2 will be PSU, C3 will be oil, and C4 will be FMCG. We need to remember which one is what and why it is important to remember. I will show you later because here in the case of VECH model, they show us the result. They do not write Sensex return or PSU return. They just write C1, C2, and then they put the coefficient on the side. We need to understand from there. Okay, so our estimation method, as I said, will be the uh, the VCH method. So let us go to here. We can put arch, and here see the model type is diagonal VCH. What we were talking about. Okay, so if we want to do like understand asymmetry, then we can like have a we can do a touch model. So let us keep it 0 as of now. So error distribution, we can keep multivariate, but students t is better because it will employ fat tails. It incorporates that kind of a distribution which has fat tails, and generally financial time series is that kind of distribution that has fat tails. And however, GED is better since we do not have that option. Let us keep it. So let's do okay. You have to give it time. Yeah, you have the results. So as we remember, C1 is Sensex return, C2 is PSU return, C3 is oil return, and C4 is FMCG return. So if in your analysis, like when you are doing it on eViews, if like the C1, C2, C3, C4 specifications are different, do not get worried. So the specifications that are showed initially, just note it down. Okay. So yeah, so we did achieve convergence. As you can see, it is written that convergence achieved after 162 iterations. If convergence was not achieved, then we would have to go to options and increase the number of iterations. So we had put maximum iterations at 500. If like we wouldn't have achieved convergence within 500, then we would have to increase it even further. So yeah, so we have it here, right? So okay, as we can see, like all of our coefficients are significant. Okay, so I would recommend that you do a basic study of the theory before coming here. So in this series, I am not talking about the theoretical things regarding the models. So please go through the theory so that you understand it better. Okay, so yeah, here it is important the A1 and the A1 specification and the B1 specification. So the A terms basically show the news impacts, right? And the B terms show the volatility impacts. As you can see, the volatility impacts are like 0.9, 0.8, they're very high, right? However, the news impacts are lesser, right? So 0.04, 0.03, it's like that. So however, the volatility impacts are high, and the diagonals have been restricted here because it is a diagonal VCH model. So if you know the theory, you would understand it very well. Okay. Okay, the m terms are the constants in the variance equation. Now, let us understand this, that A11 means it is of the FMCG with the FMCG. Right. Sorry, one was Sensex in our case. I'm sorry. One means Sensex with Sensex. Right. The news impact on that. 1 2 is Sensex with PSU. 1 3 is Sensex with oil. 1 4 is Sensex with FMCG. Similarly, 2 2 PSU with PSU, 2 3 PSU with oil, 2 4 PSU with FMCG. So you have to understand like that. Okay. So now let us create the matrix, the variance covariance matrix. So we go to proc, then we will go to make conditional covariance, right? So let us first do the correlation matrix. Let us first find the dynamic conditional correlation. So why it is important to find the dynamic conditional correlation? Because then we can understand whether the asset in question, whether it is uh, a diversifier or a hedge or a safe haven. So like, when is it a hedge, right? It is a hedge when, like, you can use it as a hedge when it is giving good returns even when the market is giving you bad returns, right? So then you can call it a hedge when the correlation is not that high. So let's see whether it is like that. So here we do matrix. So yeah, so this is the matrix. You can copy it to Excel and keep an analysis of it. However, if we do it on the basis of, sorry,